Greetings, Vault Hunters all across the 6 galaxies. Welcome to the Bordercast. We are live once again at our usual time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. I'm Mitsu.
And I'm Tessica, coming to you every week to break down all things Borderlands.
As always, we want to take a minute to thank our new listeners on iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher, and those right now watching live on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Steam, or later on the VOD on YouTube. If you are enjoying the program, we would love for you to give us a big old like, follow, or favorite, because sometimes you just have to have a hard conversation or two. That's okay.
Some ongoing and new important information. Bunkers and Badasses has officially been offloaded in the United States and hit distribution centers. Only a matter of time now before we're all holding the game in person. On a personal note, I'm pretty sure that it was on the same boat with my scooter thing that I ordered, because that arrived today too, and I'm so happy for both of those things to be in my hands. Bunkers and Badasses is not actually in my hands yet, but soon. So excited.
It's been long overdue. We've been waiting, I think, for Bunkers and Badasses, the original projected date, and of course, supply chain issues. We all know about it. We're not going to bother telling everybody 1,000 times about a thing that you all have probably known and suffered about. We were projecting originally in March, so it's been a while since we've finally been able to actually get our hands on the game, but I'm very excited. I'll tell you this much. I don't know if you also got a test, but there's also the one-shot box, I think, the $100 the shmee that has the castle, a whole bunch of other things that also includes a one-shot for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I can't wait for that to also come down from on high, whenever that is.
Yeah, I'm so psyched to get that, because having like a one-shot adventure kind of set up for you is great. You can kind of, dip your toes in without having to have like a whole campaign planned. Sometimes if you're new, a lot of us are new to D&D and roleplay and stuff like that. I mean, I've done a few things, but still, I think this is one of those things where I'll forever feel like I'm just getting my feet wet. But still, especially if you've never DM'd, if you've never been the one to be the dungeon master, to be the bunker master, as Tiny Tina is, right? Obviously, she'll have a great example for us in Wonderlands. But if you're nervous, a one-shot is a really great place to start, especially one that is set up for you already, right? So look forward to me hosting one probably at some point. And
you know what? That really actually opened up a door that I just thought about now. You have a lot of experience now, having been involved in how many campaigns over the course of your tenured D&D career, and of course offshoots and variations, other types of games, similar types of games. What is some advice that you would impart onto somebody who may be picking, let's say they've never played a D&D style game before, and they want to play Bunkers and Badasses. They love Borderlands. What's some advice that you could give to a first-time player of a tabletop role-playing game?
Just have fun. I know it sounds like almost a cliche, but honestly, just have fun with it. Don't be scared to ask lots of questions. Definitely let the people that you're playing with know that you're new and, you're learning and stuff like that, and to kind of, because sometimes people have different expectations in a game and stuff like that. And so if people are going to be really sort of focused on the rules, you kind of want to know that in advance and maybe prepare a little bit. Sometimes people are not focused on the rules at all, and it's just about the role play, and that's amazing too. So just kind of, ask a lot of questions and have fun. It's really all about just having a great time with your friends. Get as into your character as you want. Don't be scared to role play a little, or a lot, whatever you feel is comfortable for you. Bounce off of other people. Also make sure that you kind of let the other people do their thing, because everybody wants to have their moment in the sun. And yeah, just have a good time with it. You can create whatever characters and whatever worlds you can imagine with your friends. So go for it.
My other big question, it's something I've had personal experience with when it comes to playing D&D style games, is when your character dies, how do you handle it in a tabletop RPG? Because for me, the first time my character ever died in a D&D campaign, I was soul crushed, because you get attached to these characters, right?
Yeah. You
do, but death doesn't necessarily need to be the end of that journey. It's an unfortunate conclusion for some, but it's not the end. So have you had a character die on you before, and what was that like?
So it super depends on the game that you're playing, right?
Of course.
I haven't actually had I haven't had a character die in any of the major long-term campaigns that I've played, but I did do a one-shot where a character died. And I was okay with it because it was a one shot and it was super fun. And I knew that it was going to be a one shot. And I knew that whatever happened at the end didn't matter, and that actually gave me this wonderful feeling of freedom that I could just like do things that I wouldn't necessarily risk doing in a long form campaign, right? Because I wasn't trying to keep the character alive. I wasn't trying to like win. I was just trying to role play and have fun. And that led to some really cool and fun scenarios. And then she died at the end, but like I was okay with it. She like went out in a blaze of glory, you know? I did ask actually. So my first major campaign that I've been in, which is the one on Table Story, Rime of the Frost Maiden, that's D&D, and it's like it's a big show, it's a big production, right? And I was really nervous, and I really loved my character, and I had no idea what would happen if a character would die. And we were being told that our campaign was going to be incredibly difficult because Rime of the Frost Maiden is incredibly difficult. It's like a really hard module. It's meant to kill you. And so I was really scared, and I asked my DM, and I was like, so what happens if we do die? Like, are we done? Are we out of the show? He's like, no, you'll make another character. And I was like, oh, okay. So I guess the thing I would say is it's cool to get attached to your characters, but like have a conversation with the group about a plan for if your character dies, or, you know, maybe have a plan with yourself and your DM. So like sometimes in some rule sets, you can bring a character back in some way. You know, you have to like pay for that in some way. Also, there has to be some consequence to the death, of course, like in all games ever.
Of course.
But there's might be some way to bring them back, or, you know, have a backup character. Just know that you are not your character. It doesn't mean that you're dying as much as you love that character. It's super exciting to start a new character too. So obviously you don't want your character that you put lots of time in and emotions in and experiences in to die. But if it happens, not the end of the world. I've actually seen it happen to a really good, amazing role player, Mythomatic, who's on Rhyme with me. His incredible character died pretty early on. And all of us as players and all of our characters were absolutely devastated. And he was like, no big deal. I get to just make a new character. And it was really funny because he made an incredible second character. The only problem with it has been that we really needed what the original character was capable of doing, but it doesn't matter. Okay. It all works out in the end, and it's all in good fun. So don't stress too much about your character dying. You know, it's one of those things where if it keeps you from taking chances, like fun chances, or saying yes to adventures or yes to shenanigans, don't let fear of your character dying stop you from those things, because it's a game, right? You're supposed to have fun. You're supposed to go on crazy adventures, and not the end of the world if you die. That's the beauty of video games, not real life.
So I wanted to leave you with one final question before we move on, because you are an aspiring bunker master. My understanding is there's two different types of DMs, or of course for Bunkers and Badasses, BMs.
Yeah. In
this world, there are bunker masters who will be very free flowing and kind of roll with the group. They have a bullet point overline of what they want everything to look like, right? We're going to go here today. We're going to do this today. But whatever happens in the constraints of that is very open-ended, right? But there's also sometimes the type of BM who can be very strict, very pointed, very rule heavy. Here's the encounter. You must go ahead and do it this way in the confines of these are the rules, and we're going to adhere to those rules. Which kind of bunker master do you think personally you would be?
Oh, definitely the throw out the rules kind. I come from the school of Sheepdog Gaming and Wax Steven, who are both. Wax Steven is the DM for Rhyme. Sheepdog Gaming is the sort of equivalent of a BM bunker master for both of the shows that I've done on the Wandering Inn. And both of those focus much more on the role play. Right. Sheepy in particular literally makes up his own, like he'll take the core structure of a rule set for a tabletop game and completely redo everything to the way he likes it and make up his own whatever. He just takes it as like a starting off point, and it's really fun. It makes it really, really interesting. And really, it's about the role play, right? And about the sort of interactions that you have with the other players, your character interactions, and like the story that the bunker master creates and the adventures that you want to go on. The rhyme show also, like it's an adventure that was a module that was created by the makers of Dungeons and Dragons, right? But they wrote it to be a certain way. And like I said, it was going to be really hard, and it's still really hard, but it was also going to be really dark. And yes, there's darkness, obviously, but like Wack didn't want to do a horror show. He wanted to do like a beautiful kind of snowy, sort of, what's the word? Almost like bittersweet adventure kind of experience. And it's been amazing. Like he definitely changed a lot of things. And yeah, we've like gone fishing for an entire episode, and it's been amazing. Lots of character development. Yeah. So like, I think I would definitely be the kind to focus on like the role play and the visuals and the music and like that kind of thing. That's not to say that being a rules person is bad. That's just me. I mean, you asked me like what I would do. So I definitely have been inspired by those people and how they run things. Also, Dot, who ran my I did a one shot for charity that turned into a like longer form show on Cobalt Press, and she's the same. Like she's all about the visuals and the showmanship of it, kind of, and definitely will like tweak the rules to suit the experience. And I would say for those of you guys that are new to being a bunker master, don't be afraid to do that. Just make sure that you follow your own rules. Like if you're going to be a bunker master, set up some rules in your own head and try not to break them. And that way, because also make it clear to your players that that's what you're going to do. That's the other thing. You really want to have good communication with your group and amongst your group. So if their expectations are that you're going to adhere to the rules and you throw the rules out, you're going to be really confused and there might be some friction, right? So just tell them up front and ask them if they're okay with it. If they're not, if they want to stick more to the rules, then maybe that's the better way to go. And if you're a bunker master that wants to really stick to the rules, same thing. Just make it clear to your players that that's how you want to do it. And there's nothing wrong with doing it that way too. That's what the game is there for, right? It's built for you to have an experience. And especially if it's your first time, don't be scared to just follow the script, so to speak. You'll have fun regardless. It's made for you to have a good time, right? It's Absolutely. A game.
Yeah. It's just a different kind of game.
Yeah.
So hopefully that gives everybody a little food for thought as we get closer to the release, the final full release, I guess you could say. I guess it is released in a way. I think the UK, they're already getting some of their copies.
Yeah, we'll have it soon. Yeah. We'll have it soon.
Yeah. We'll have it very, 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 very soon. Mm-hmm. Community challenges. We finally have a bit of an update on that.
Yes.
So Community Challenge 3, if I recall, has finally been completed, which was 65,000 takedowns completed.
I think the last post was, this was 2 days ago.
Yes.
The one that I had in front of me.
Yeah. They probably, let's see. I know I saw one this morning. I'm just verifying real quick.
Yeah.
We're real close.
I know,
there it is. There it is. Challenge is in the books. Challenge 3 is in the books. So the Skagwave head officially is for everybody to enjoy. And the Skagwave head is a bit ridiculous, which is why I'm going to post that key right there in the chat.
Oh, lovely. You guys definitely want to grab that for yourselves. Yeah, super good job to everyone that participated. Thank you very much for making this possible for all of us to have this beautiful Skag head. So cool. And Challenge 4 is still in progress as well, right?
Challenge 4 is still in progress. However, we are, I should say, all on our way with 72 million Mayhem 10 kills. I believe we're looking for 200 million total, which is a daunting task, but it is still in progress. So don't give up. Try it on Mayhem 10. I know a lot of people have been saying, well, why is it Mayhem 10 only and not Mayhem 10 and 11? And part of the challenge of this community challenge is to get people out of their comfort zones and playing in a way that they might not necessarily be used to. anymore. And I know Mayhem 10 is very controversial. I personally am on the fence about it most of the time because I kind of like a more straightforward Borderlands experience, but it hasn't stopped me from trying to partake in this event whenever I can. And it was nice. You can still do it this way, and you still should do it this way because it's probably one of the faster ways to do it. But it was nice when you had the overlap of community challenges 3 and 4 because you would do it on Mayhem 10 and you just wipe out an entire takedown. And that's what, probably 500-600 enemies, maybe more.
God, yeah, a lot.
Yeah. So it was great for the folks who like to be efficient and multitask with everything going on. I'm hopeful that this will be fixed very soon, that we will finish it, that we will be done with this community challenge. I'm questioning what the feedback will be at the end of all of these events. I'd love to see if people were enjoying it. I'd love to see if people were not enjoying it, what they would tweak about it. I know immediately one of the first things people are going to say is, not Mayhem 10! Fine, that's a very fair criticism. It's again, it's not necessarily in the spirit of what was trying to be achieved in this particular community challenge. But again, I completely understand that sentiment. So if you're going to express that, express it. But as we always say, right, Tess, just be respectful.
Yes. It's super, super, super important. Devs are human beings and they, just like to be talked to like human beings. That's all.
Gasp.
Yeah, right. Amazing. So yeah, we also have Maurice's vending machine has moved. I don't know where it moved to. Do you know where it moved to, Mitsu?
I actually do not, which is where out of nowhere, I guarantee as soon as we start talking about this, Mental Mars is just going to like pop up in the Twitch chat and be like, actually, it's right here. I wasn't able to find it when I was looking around for it, but I'm really bad at the hide and seek aspect of this. But if we were playing real hide and seek, that'd be a completely different situation.
Oh, someday.
Well,
don't get me excited.
I know.
Someday.
I wish we could disable the heads up display so we could do it. I think that there's a mod out there, but third-party mods make me really iffy, so I tend not to use them.
Is there a mod? Because mods are not that bad of a thing, so...
Well, most mods are, but Borderlands 3 doesn't really have, some games have official mod support, right? It's kind of like built in to their engine. That makes it easy to do. Borderlands 3, the Gearbox has never taken a stance against modding, as far as I know. But it's also not a game that specifically kind of lends itself to mods. You don't usually associate Borderlands with a modding community outside of the deep knit core, who's aware of, for example, the Borderlands 2 community patch led by Shadow Evil, and somebody else whose name escapes me right now, and I feel really bad, so I apologize to that person. But it's on the tip of my tongue. But if you're out there, I love you too. But it's those are all community-led initiatives, and Gearbox has never stepped in and been like, no, you can't do that, which is great, but you don't when you go on let's say CurseForge or something like that, or another huge modding site, or even on Steam. There's really no place for you to go in the Steam Workshop and download mods for Borderlands 3. You kind of have to go through third-party externals and a few other things to make it happen, and it's not bad, it's not good, it's just the facts of the matter, and you're all out there, so you can make up your minds on whether or not you think that's a good idea or bad idea for the series. That's just how Borderlands 3 was created, right?
Well, there are a lot of good mods out there. Epic NNG, as DePriesticles, who's hanging out in chat and being awesome, mentioned. Epic NNG is a big sort of person on the forefront of Borderlands 3 modding. And so if you have questions about mods, he's a great one to go to. And I know there's some out there that are pretty reliable, some are less reliable. You just have to do your research with that. They're not officially supported or anything. This is just what we've heard, sort of in the community. I would not be at all opposed to doing a community modded hide and seek event with the team or something, because that would be so fun. Or just with friends.
I would love it.
Yeah. So I'm going to look into that. That would be cool. But anyway, the community is really amazing, and the community has a cool new thing today, a vault card, a third one. Bunker Masters has been announced. Sadly, this has also been confirmed to be the last vault card, barring any unannounced or unforeseen developments, so far as we know. I'm going to show you some cool art that we've been given for it. This just makes me think of the B&B Bunkers and Badasses like tabletop that's coming because it's Bunker Masters, right? And it's so cute. I love it. I love it so much. This is the Director's Cut Vault card number 3. There's a bunch of really pretty weapon skins in there. Some really cool heads. Some really, really styling Vault Hunter skins. Really beautiful trinkets. There's a bunny. And some cool weapons. Neat. Very, very neat. All kinds of good stuff. So,
which I wanted to back up because I've seen this question asked approximately 37 times now in the Twitch chat, and I feel like it's worth answering. And it's a very simple question. What is a vault card? The vault cards are basically, if you're familiar with MMOs, other styles of games that have daily quests, that's exactly what the vault cards are. It's a series of challenges that you as a player can go out and obtain every day and unlock little rewards and goodies and things like that as you go along. So you can unlock new skins as the ones that Tess just showed you right now. There's a few new legendary items. There's a legendary shield. There's a legendary weapon. So you have more options to expand upon your build that are out there as well. So that's it. It's all encompassing. And you also have a chance of getting a diamond key. And if you haven't experienced the glory that is a diamond key yet, do yourself a favor and make sure you get one as soon as possible, because it is very much worth encountering and experiencing at least once over the course of your Borderlands career.
I just need this bunny in my life. That is the most adorable bunny I've ever seen. It's a Tiny Tina bunny. I want the real physical thing. It's so cute. It's so, I mean, look at it. It's adorable. And it's all like lopsided and teenified, and it's just the best. I need one. Of course, I want it in the video game, but I also want it in real life. Can we have, please, Gearbox somehow? Just
what,
saying.
like a stuffed animal of it?
Yeah.
Okay. I love stuffed animals. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm fine by me. I'll buy one for Brofish any day of the week. Should love that.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
there is one. What? Mystique Siren, who's
What?
hanging out in chat, who was amazing, just said there is one. Where? Please link me.
Are they like Etsy made, or is it like official merch? Because I haven't seen that as official merch.
Link me in the Discord, Mystique, if you can, if you get a chance. It's on your chair? Wait, is that an official
I thought you
one?
would use the bunny mask on your chair.
Yeah, I thought that was the mask that came out that's on your chair.
Yeah.
GameStop
used to make them.
Interesting.
Wow.
That would have had to have been licensed, right? So interesting. The bunny ears. Interesting. I want the full bunny. I want like
a stuffed animal of a bunny.
Yeah, a stuffed animal of that exact. I'm pointing, but you guys can only see the graphic at the moment. So, yeah. Just imagine the bunny that's under the guns, next to the Echo Casts, above the Vault Hunter skins, but in real life. Yours is the full bunny, really? Oh, so Mystique's is the one from GameStop. That's cool. Oh my God. Yes, please send pictures. Okay. I'm happy that this exists in real life. Even if I don't have one, Mystique has one. You guys should go to her stream, Mystique Siren, on Twitch and Twitter and everywhere. And
can I do it?
Yeah.
Mystique like the X-Men character and Siren like wee woo wee woo Siren.
Yes. Perfect.
I know she's dying right now. That was worth it.
you definitely need to go see this on her channel. So make sure you do that.
So please make sure that you check her out and confirm that bunny is real, because I've stopped in several times. I had no idea. I thought you just had the bunny mask on the side of your chair.
Because I have that.
Well,
yeah, they sent Gearbox was amazing and sent it to us at one point, and I did like a Tiny Tina cosplay with the mask on. So I thought that was what you had, but apparently you have the real bunny, and that's even better.
Another question that I saw that came up was vault cards are only active and available for a limited time. Actually, no. This is one of the things that I think Borderlands did really well, is instead of having it be like 4 months, 4 months, 4 months, which you would imagine most games would do, you can still do Vault Cards Season 1, Vault Card Season 2, Vault Card Season 3. You can pick and choose which ones you're going to do and thus earn the rewards for. So you can still unlock everything that's come before. So you don't have to worry if you want, for example, the first season, which was an homage to those who have passed on that we still love dearly in our hearts in Borderlands, such as Roland and Maya and Scooter. So that's, we love Scooter. It's a great Vault card series to do. So don't feel bad or like you're going to miss out right now. You should, of course, get out there as fast as you can and do it. But there's no pressure for you to do it. You can do it at your own pace, at your own time, however you wish to do it.
Yeah, you can always go back.
That's the best.
Yeah. You just make sure that you have the one that you want to be doing turned on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way to do it. You just have to go into your menu and select the one that you want to be doing at the time that you're doing it. And then you're good.
Yeah. So I'm a little sad. I'm a little sad that this is confirmed to be, unfortunately, the last of the Vault Hunter packs, or I should say the Vault card packs. But realistically, we talked about this in the pre-show, Tess and I, because we usually shoot the poop a little bit in the pre-show, but it's November and it's like mid-November already. And Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is in late March, which means December, January, February, March. It's like 4.5 months. You don't realize it, but it's sneaking up on you really quickly. So hopefully everything that Gearbox is doing today, I've seen some people saying this is going to be the last big patch for Borderlands. I don't know how true that is. This will hopefully tide everybody over until we get to Wonderlands. Between this and those of you who might be new to the series who want to try Assault on Dragon's Keep, a Tiny Tina Wonderlands one-shot adventure, which I recommend if you've never played it before, that you do so, because it is a wonderful experience for first-time players. And for Brofish and I, we had a lot of fun doing a playthrough as well, both on stream and then later on off stream on a Sunday. Last Sunday, actually. That was fun.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's really beautiful too. Like, it's so fun to run around. I got so sidetracked the first time I went through it. Just like running around looking at all the pretty shiny things because it's amazing and pretty and shiny. So yeah, if you've never played that DLC before, this is a great version of it to start with. If you've never played any Borderlands, that's a great thing to start with. If you have played it before and you want to get some of the new stuff, it's a good thing to do for a little bit. Just play for a little while. It's not like a long thing, but it's definitely a really, really fun time when you just play through it. So
I can tell you right now that, Brofish and I, we probably front to back the campaign, just without doing any side quests, we front to backed in maybe about 4.5 hours.
That's fast. I'm so slow though. I get
like,
distracted.
She's an accomplished first-person shooter player. I've been playing Borderlands for the better part of 10 years now. So, considering how much I've actually played Borderlands 2, you're going to walk through it pretty quickly, right? Because it's muscle memory at this point. And one of the nice things, though, was that there were a couple side quests that they threw in there. Face McShooty shows up, and he's not in that DLC, but he's there now. So for those of you who love hanging out with Face McShooty, you can shoot him in the face again real quick. And they put in a couple other little side quests. They messed around with loot distribution a little bit, too. So you never know. There's something for every new player to enjoy and get out of in that experience. Yes, the Bane, when Brofish saw that the Bane quest was in there, she lost her mind. I started cackling hysterically.
It's very good of them to put that there.
Yes, it was shocking.
Yeah, but so good. So good. Okay.
It is, which leads us to a segment. I don't know how many we have left, but this is hopefully not our last one. Because otherwise, I'm going to miss this stinger very much that Tess was so good in actually putting together for me. Yes, I'm taking forever to set it up, but I think you know what it is. It's my favorite. It's time for Hotfixes Applied. Yay, we got to do it at least one more time.
Yeah, we haven't done that in ages.
Forever and ever and ever.
We like using our little things. It's fun.
Oh boy. All right. Today we will release an update on Borderlands 3, which will be live on all platforms by 12 p.m. PST, which for those of you who are on the East Coast, which is the correct time zone, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This update adds the third and final vault card for players who own the Director's Cut content, adds a toggle for True Tiles event effects, activates a limited time co-op loot drop event ending on November 25th at 8:59 a.m. Pacific Time, and addresses various reported concerns. I'm going to skip all the way down to the bottom because there is one specific thing, that everybody and their mama has been asking for. We are proud to bring you this information on the Bordercast today. Yes! Updated Amara the Siren's expedite skill to prevent some situations where it was not casting properly. I'm just going to open the floor right there because they finally managed to nail down and address Amara's broken skill, which was a huge detriment to her damage and survivability potential.
Okay, this makes me want to go play Amara some more.
Yes.
Cool. Wow. I wasn't expecting that at all, actually, to be in the hotfixes. That's really awesome.
We have been asking for this both out front and behind the scenes. We have been privately talking with Gearbox and 2K, and they've been very receptive to hopefully being able to put this in, and now they have confirmed it. It is in. I hope it works. I haven't had a chance to actually test it yet, but I can't see anybody complaining about it on Twitter, so I'm just going to assume it's working as intended now. So if you are an Amara main and you were turned off by the fact that Expedite was not working properly, which is a completely understandable thing to do, worry no more. Go and enjoy Amara. Go punch somebody directly in the skull and watch what happens.
There's a ton of other fixes in here as well. One that I noticed that's probably really helpful is they added some collision to the platforms in Psycho Krieg and the Fantastic Fustercluck so that players would not fall through. That's always a really, really nice positive. Borderlands, those of us that have played a lot of Borderlands tend to not be necessarily as comfortable with the jumping puzzles because they're kind of like a new thing to Borderlands, right? So, well, newish with Borderlands 3. And so definitely making it a little bit easier for us is really appreciated. It's really nice. So that's a good change. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that they've sort of updated. They've added a bunch of stability fixes, some UI fixes, some character skin fixes, all kinds of different stuff is in here. They've definitely added hot fixes that were previously sort of just fixes. Mm-hmm. A lot of fix and hot in one sentence. Anyway, they've like hard coded them into the game, so now they're just permanently applied, which is cool. So yeah, really good stuff. Go and play your Amara and make sure you're using the expedite skill. If you didn't have it on a build before, try it now because it's probably really awesome.
Oh, yeah. Some of the other things that have come down in this week's hotfixes applied include new content. We, of course, have talked about Bunkers Masters being added to the game. They've added a switch to the Proving Ground maps that will enable True Trials events for players. As a dev note, be sure to use the switch prior to starting the mission for that trial. Once the mission has been started, this switch cannot be used again until the mission has either been failed or the Proving Grounds map is completely reloaded. The loot changes on each boss just as it did during the original True Trials events. So for those of you who don't know, let's back up real quick. Back in May, there were the True Trials mini events, which essentially were the True Trial of Survival, of Cunning, of Discipline, of Fervor. So all of those trials had true takedown access given to them, which is super cool. But people were asking, can we have that as an option all the time? Understandably so. People want more challenges. This, I did not know this was actually coming down. This is wonderful. This is a great change. And for people who really want that extra added difficulty with that extra added reward, now you can go ahead and do all the Proving Grounds trials and test your might to your heart's content. So outside of that, we also have an update to Maurice's Black Market vending machine, which will now switch without relying on a weekly hotfix. The dev's note on this one is Maurice's Black Market vending machine has had many weeks of new items that will be randomly selected, interspersed between previous week selections. Weekly gear sets will not be reused until all available weekly selections have been used, at which point the list selection will be reset and randomly selected from again. There are 52 weeks of selections, so make sure to purchase any gear you see, as you won't see it again for at least one whole heckin' year.
Wow. That's a long time. That's really cool that they did that, though. So it'll just keep rolling forward. Free up some time.
It means, the game basically is set in perpetuity for it to just do its thing for as long as you want. So if you ever wanted to go back to Borderlands 3 for any reason after you start playing Wonderlands, or 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line, you know that Maurice's vending machine will still be there doing Maurice vending machine things. And who knows what the landscape of gaming will look like then, but I still go back and play Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 1, so stands to reason I'll probably come back and maybe I'll get lucky. Find Maurice's vending machine out in the wild by accident.
Yeah.
And it'll have something.
For anybody that's new to the series, by the way, that machine moves every single week on Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. So like a couple hours before our show, and usually somebody finds it and we can tell you where it is. Sometimes we don't get a chance to find that out. You can always check on whereismaurice.com or mentalmars.com. I'm going to put that in chat. Mentalmars.com is a really, really great website for all things Borderlands and Wonderlands. Really, really amazingly hosted and taken care of by Mental Mars himself. Definitely make sure you check that out. The game world is absolutely huge. So check Twitter, check Where's Maurice, and check mentalmars.com.
A few other changes that people might be interested in. The Jericho, which is, I have very mixed feelings at best about the Jericho, because and I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. It looks like a 50 cal sniper rifle, which when I saw it was really, really awesome, because I love 50 cals in video games. I want a sniper rifle that's going to punch a hole through an engine block, right? So I pick it up and I use it, but then it's a rocket launcher, and I went, oh no, this isn't what I expected. I'm very sad about this. But neither here nor there, they updated the Jericho rocket launcher to no longer do friendly fire damage with Cloudburst. So that's a relief. At least people who are using it are not going to feel so bad about using it with their best friends anymore. That's going to suck. That's right, the Jericho. Impress your friends and kill all of them by accident, kind of. Let's see. Updated the Daily Vault challenge card. Kill 10 Goliaths to carry over to other characters. Updated the Kill Manvark to update only when Manvark is killed and not Tinkvark, which that's kind of funny, but I can see that happening. Let's see. We have addressed a reported issue that would sometimes prevent progress during the second leg of takedown at Guardian Breach when the Reapers spawned. That was a big one. I forgot about this. That was actually a huge deal. People were actually getting stuck 3/4 of the way through the Guardian takedown and had to restart the whole dang thing, which is exhausting. Because it's Guardian takedown. Guardian takedown's hard enough as it is.
Yeah, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. Addressed a reported issue with the EchoCast Twitch extension that it could sometimes appear it to as if it was not updating at all. Transferred many of the hotfixes to the base game. We've talked about that as well. Stability issues. Addressed a reported instance of PC crashes that could sometimes occur when exiting to desktop. I have had that happen a multitude of times, so that is a relief. Although you're exiting the game, it's just kind of like, oh, the game has crashed, but you exited the game.
Yeah,
oh,
but
well.
So most of the time it's not an issue, but still, like, something weird is happening there, and sometimes if that happens too often, you don't normally shut down your computer. It just, it's better not to have a crash. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, no, it could be indicative of a larger issue, and sometimes people will be like, is it my system? Is it me? Why is this game crashing? And then you have to, you go on the forums like, oh, and then you find out, oh, okay, this is happening with more people, and it's just kind of how it is. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at a wonderful comment in chat. Who's questioning my stability again?
Oh, that's some old guy in Hawaii. He's funny.
Yes,
he
awesome
knows.
Friend. Yes.
Yeah.
If you're like me and you never shut down your computers because it takes too long to start all of them back up again, this could be a problem for you. So it's really nice that they fixed it.
Yes. And as to more personal changes that I'm very excited about, addressed a reported issue that could occur if a Series X, a user logged out and then back in. This has actually been something that has happened where the game has crashed while my friends are over. Obviously, everybody wants to log in so they can get their saves connected to their files so that when they go home and play Borderlands, they still have access to all their characters and their guns, right? So sometimes the game can bug out a little bit. Sometimes your Xbox can be a little finicky. You have somebody log out, log back in, but then the whole thing just goes straight down. Fixing this will go a long way towards when my friends come over tomorrow. They will all be able to hop in and not worry about the game going down, which is an immense relief because we've been wanting to play together in Borderlands for some time, which if you have an Xbox Series X, you can actually take advantage of 4-player co-op, and a PlayStation 5. You can take advantage of 4-player couch co-op. I don't know how many people know that, but it's there. Take advantage of it because it is fun. I think that's new to the series. I don't recall Borderlands 2 ever having, at any point in its history, 4-player couch co-op.
Yeah, that's a really, really nice thing. In current times, you may not get together with friends as often, but the more people get vaccinated, the more things become hopefully back to normal, the more it is possible. And so, hopefully people are going to be able to do this now and have a great time doing it.
Oh, yeah. Few changes to the UI. Some of my favorite ones include updated Crazy Earl's reroll machine to correctly sort equipped weapons when switching sorting methods, because having to deal with that was a challenge in and of itself, so I'm glad that's the case. Updated the shift overlay to not cut off in vertical split screen, something a lot of people have been asking for in the YouTube comments for a couple months there. So that is a great change. Prevented the defeat screen from popping up if a player dies during takedown at Guardian Breach before the mission was even started. Boy, that's a demoralizing one. Defeat. They didn't even start yet.
Yeah, that's bad. It's bad when you haven't even started yet. There are other video games where this has happened to me so many times that I feel like it's not even, like, it doesn't register in my brain. It just happens all the time. You've died. You tried. You're dead. These are just things that happen in video games, and sometimes we're just very used to it. But it's really nice not to have that happen before you even get started. It was a good fix.
I haven't even started yet, and already I feel like a failure. Wah, wah.
Oh, God.
Let's see. Corrected and a reported issue that sometimes caused Zane the Operative's shoulder cannon to still be visible, after level transitions. That's a great change. Sometimes I know Mantis gets stuck on your shoulder and continues to just look like it's there. So any changes to the visual component of Mantis that make it more responsive to how it's actually being used are a relief to me as a Zane main, which thank God that rhymes because I love rhyming. Let's see. Speaking of, Zane the Operative's Electric Avenue skin displays properly now. Of course, we talked about Expedite. Thank God for that. And updated Amara the Siren's Partali Renegade and Shrine Saint Vault Hunter head cosmetics to only appear once in the cosmetic list. It's kind of funny that they appeared more than once, though, right?
She's just so badass that she needs more pomp and circumstance. No, they fixed it, so it's great. Make sure you definitely check out that Expedite skill because that sounds like a really, really good fix. That's actually what I'm gonna do. Like, probably as soon as I get off and upload Bordercast to Spotify and SoundCloud and all those places.
Oh yeah, that one was a really big deal. I can tell you, everybody that I've spoken with who's on the content creation team has been asking for this change. They're all thrilled. I can only imagine right now. I believe Moxie and Killer 6, for example, are live. I think Sheriff Pyrrhic is live. I can only imagine what they're doing right now in terms of actually playing the game and testing all of that out. You know? So test it, see if you like it. If you don't, go back to playing Zane because or Mose, I guess.
Mose,
Flack,
definitely
maybe.
Mose. I love her so much. Oh God.
I guess she got some big old mech that shoots rail guns and kills things in one shot. Whatever.
Or a little tiny adorable baby bear. Just saying.
Would you get a baby bear plush too?
Oh yes, absolutely. As long as it wasn't pink. If it was pink, I might have to abstain. But if it's any other color, pink? No.
Good.
Yeah.
Terrible color.
Well, no, it's not a terrible color. More power to anybody that loves pink. But I think because I grew up in another country and just pink has been like thrust upon me for so much of my life that I think I just kind of am not. It's not my favorite thing. Nothing against it. I actually really like it on other people. Some people pull off pink really well. And if you like it, more power to you. I just like greens and blues. You could never guess that I like blues. Or yellows. I love yellows. Yellows are great. Just saying.
Purple.
Purples. Love purples.
That is
great.
my reply. Yeah. Purple.
My hair is actually, well, not my hair, but my hair ties are purple. I love purple. Purple is great.
Oh yeah, I kind of see that. Yeah. So there you have it. All of our wonderful hot fixes. I think it's a very comprehensive and wonderful fix. As always, I personally hope that it's not the last patch, because I always love seeing updates and changes. I'm sure there are a few things that people will bring up that are probably still wrong with the game. I just would stress that if this is the last one, enjoy it for everything that it has contributed. Enjoy Borderlands 3 and the whole ride, because Wonderlands is coming very soon, and who knows, that game, everything I see about it just keeps looking better and better. I really want to play with that overworld. I really want to see what secrets it holds. So I can tell you right now, it's probably going to be a little while once Wonderlands releases before I go back. So I'm going to try and get as much Borderlands time for Borderlands 3 in before that transition happens.
Yeah.
It's looking real good.
Wonderlands. I'm so excited. Wonderlands actually has a ton of purple and pink and all kinds of beautiful colors in it. Just saying.
It does. I mean, the purple's everywhere on that.
Yeah, it's so good. Oh, I'm so excited. I wish it was here already, even though I know it's not that far away anymore. March 25th, friends, is going to be the most amazing day ever. Just saying.
It's going to be a real fun day. So, I'm really excited for this one. This is something that I personally love. An event that benefits my personal favorite charity in the whole heckin' world. The Hunt 2021 is on. This year seems to have gotten away from us, and thermo-shockingly, the holidays are right here. Next week is Thanksgiving, Christmas is right around the corner, but that also means it is time for the Hunt 2021. Oh boy, this just crept up on me, and I am so excited that we get to talk about this. And we're not going to be here next week. I guess we should probably say that now.
Yes.
Because yes, it is Thanksgiving in the United States, and I love stuffing my face full of stuffing and turkey and wine, and then taking a nap for 4 hours, and then doing it all again with the leftovers. So
only 4 hours.
Listen. When it's 2 p.m. and you're out till 6, and then you wake up and do it all over again, those 4 hours are a majestic time.
That's fair. That's fair. But yes, so we won't be here next week, just as a heads up. No podcast, no audio or video version. We're taking a week off. We never do this. So yeah, just have a wonderful, if you are celebrating in the US, we hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family or friends, or Friendsgiving if you're doing it, whatever you're doing. If you're not in the US, we hope you just have a wonderful day. And you eat something yummy, just for no reason, because why not? Yummy things are great. Whatever you like. Yeah.
And I mean, the spirit of the holiday is finding things to give thanks for. So even if you're not from the United States, it's always good to reflect on your life and be like, wow, these are the things that I'm really grateful for. For example, I'm grateful for my wife, Brofish. I'm grateful for this job. I'm grateful for Tess. These are super cool things in your life that you can always express gratitude for. And that's not, obviously it's not an American thing. That's just a worldwide thing. That's a human thing.
Yeah, I'm super grateful for Mitsu and this show and all of you guys hanging out, watching, listening. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. We would not be doing this show if you guys weren't, listening, watching, hanging out, playing the video game. So we're all thankful for Borderlands, of course, and Bunkers and Badasses, and Wonderlands coming soon.
Yeah. So I am also grateful for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, which is once again the beneficiary of this year's The Hunt 2021. So one of the things that we would typically open up with as a discussion here would be the rule set. However, they've taken a more open-ended, community kind of focused approach, which I actually appreciate immensely. And last year, they kind of did the same thing, but it was already after the event had started, so there was a little controversy. Eventually, everything was kind of agreed upon. But now, they have their first draft of what the rules will look like, but that's not the final draft, so we're not going to talk about the rules specifically today. I will say, if you're interested in giving your feedback about what you think the Hunt 2021 should look like, by all means, contact Killer6 on Twitter, contact Jolts Dude, Jolts Dude 139. Both of those gentlemen are wonderful. They are open, they are kind, receptive to feedback, and they are looking for all of the information that you all can provide about how you think the event should be run this year. Does that necessarily mean it's going to make it into the final cut? No, but it gives them food for thought, and you never know, because we all want this to be the best event that it possibly can be.
Yep, definitely. I put the link to Killer Six's post in the Twitch chat, but anybody watching on Steam or Facebook or YouTube or listening later on the podcast sites, just go to Killer Six on Twitter and you can find out all the details.
Yeah. Killer Six also stated, as we often do here with community-led initiatives, that you don't have to participate seriously if you don't want to. There's nothing wrong with jumping in, maybe for a couple hours, and just trying the hunt just to mess around a little bit. You obviously, if you don't go necessarily in the codified rules, you wouldn't be able to participate directly. But for somebody like me, I've started a million billion characters over and over and over again. I have just... At some point, I just want to chill, and if I wanted to partake, I would probably go with something that's already Mayhem 11 ready and just see what I could get doing that. That's not necessarily how the rules are going to look this year. Typically speaking, the hunt, the rules state that you have to start a new character fresh from level 1, and you must level it up that way. Everybody starts at a very equal playing field with fresh characters. I agree with that rule completely. I think that's a very fair way to go about doing so. And, if you don't agree with that, let your voice be heard, but I can't see that one specifically changing, because it is probably the most equitable way for all players, casual and hardcore, to have an equal playing field from the jump.
Yep.
So.
And also, any level of participation helps raise money for charity, right? Especially if you let people know that you're doing it. If you put it out on Twitter, if you stream and you stream it, if you, put it on TikTok, anything like that. Any kind of publicity that you guys put out, or any kind of comments that you make on Reddit, in the Discord, which, by the way, there is a really awesome Borderlands Discord that I super recommend you guys check out. It's just discord.gg/Borderlands. I just put it in the chat. But yeah, definitely, if you participate at any level, it raises money for charity, for a really amazing charity, St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. It's one of Mitsu's favorites. It's one of my favorites. I've raised money for them almost every year for the last 7, I think, or more. I'm not even sure. And so, yeah, they're just amazing. It is a research hospital. When they were initially starting out, their goal was to completely eliminate childhood cancer, and it has dropped the sort of death from childhood cancer, and the occurrence of childhood cancer has dropped an insane amount since they've been doing what they do. They share all of the research with everywhere else in the world. They're not just a North American, thing. They're trying to work with scientists everywhere to make sure that no child dies from cancer. That's what they're trying to get to, and they've gotten a long way there, but they need all the help they can get. So it's a really wonderful, wonderful cause. Last year's event raised over $65,000, which is insane. So. Yes. Yeah, super, 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 super worth supporting streams. Even if you are not comfortable participating, that's totally cool. I'm sure Mystique Siren will be streaming. I'm sure Priest will be streaming. I'm sure lots of our content creator team mates will be streaming. Killer Six, of course, and Jolts, and they'll be on YouTube too. Moxie, I'm sure, will be doing it. So definitely make sure to check them all out and just cheer them on. Even if you just stop by their streams and be like, yay, you're doing such a great job. That helps, and it's so encouraging, having done way too many charity streams in the last several years. It honestly makes you feel really good when you're working really hard and someone just says you're doing a good job for the kids. So do that, and that takes no time. Yeah. And if you can help with any sort of financial contribution, all of those streamers, all of us that stream for it, will let you know how you can do it as soon as everything gets finalized and posted for you guys. We'll definitely let you know as well.
So we've talked about the beneficiary, of course, of this year's The Hunt. One thing that we should probably circle back around to, for those of you who may be listening and questioning as to what The Hunt actually is, The Hunt is a community-led initiative that was originally the brainchild of folks way back in the day in the community. It was Gonza, Paul Berganza. God, I miss Gonza. He and a few other people got together originally and thought it would be a really cool idea to create a list in Borderlands 2 of all of the legendaries, the unique blues, the seraphs, everything that the pearlescence, everything that was ultra rare, assign a point value to them, and then challenge the community to try and finish this entire sheet, or in the time limit allotted, get as many points as possible within, we'll say, a week, which I believe it was actually a week back then as well. It was a rousing success. People really enjoyed it. And every single year we've kind of added onto it. There was one year where they kind of expanded on the list so much that it was actually between Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, and the pre-sequel. You had a list for every single one of those and had to complete all 3 lists in 1 week, which I think somebody actually did. I forgot who won that year, but they were able to pull it off, which, I mean, I don't know why I'm saying this like I'm really surprised. It is the Borderlands community after all, but there you have it. It's a really fun community-led initiative. There's no pressure to do it, but if you wanted to go out there and enjoy it and try your hand at it, see how many points you could get, even if you don't go for, you know, beating it fully, because it is very RNG heavy. Not everybody has that kind of time. It's just a fun thing. This is a fun thing to challenge yourself. So
yeah, absolutely. Super recommend checking out everybody participating and supporting in whatever way you feel comfortable. It's a wonderful cause. It's a wonderful event. It's really fun to be a part of in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
You guys, thank you so much for joining us. We are about to close out our show, and it's going to feel really weird next week not being on, but we're going to spend some time with the fams, eat lots and lots of delicious food, and we hope you guys do too. We're super grateful for all of you guys and for Borderlands franchise and for all of the friends we've made throughout this whole incredible sort of many years that it's existed, from before Borderlands 3 with Borderlands 2, Twitch, and YouTube and Discord and all of the communities involved with the Borderlands universe. We're so excited about the new Wonderlands universe that's coming. And we're just super excited to share more with you guys after next week. Thank you all so much for joining us. Seriously, if you're enjoying the show as much as we love doing it, please make sure to subscribe. If you are watching on YouTube, and like if you enjoy the show, get those notifications set up on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, TuneIn, YouTube Music, and Stitcher, and join us live, not next week, but the following Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, on the official Borderlands channel, and also on the Facebook and the YouTube and the Steam.
And where can they find you again, Tess?
I will be around, of course, on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Tessa, CHKA, Tessichka, or on Twitter or Instagram at Tess Games. What about you, Mitsu?
Twitter.com/MitsuShow, MITSUSHOW, and twitch.tv/MITSU Mitsu. If for some reason I decide to go live, which you never know, the other day I was hanging out with Brofish. Maybe I'll go live when I'm in Canada visiting her in December, which that's a conversation that we're going to be talking about in 2 weeks right here on the show, along with a couple other things. And it's time we start bringing back a few guests.
Yes.
I have some ideas, especially because, and we got to tease it real quick, the end of the year is fast approaching, and I am a big fan of doing end of the year shows. Yeah. So start getting excited and looking forward to that, my friends.
It's going to be really fun. Some cool things happening soon. Thank you, you guys.
Yes. So on behalf of Tess, myself, and the entire content creation team, thank you for joining us as you do every single week. Now go forth and make some mayhem.